So I just finished filming you a new tutorial with some gorgeous jewel tone greens using the new BareMinerals Good Tidings palette. And so if you're interested to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so today I'm here with some super exciting news, and it's a product I've been waiting on for such a long time, and it's our BareMinerals Good Tidings Nude Holiday Eyeshadow Palette. And I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I've been looking forward to receiving it for a couple months now, and then once we got the notification it shipped every day when the mailman would come through, I would be out like hoping. And so it came in yesterday, and I was so excited to sit down and film this for you. It may be a couple days until I get it up, but that way we've already got a look we can create and I can show you everything about it. So as I mentioned, it's called the Good Tidings Eyeshadow Palette. It's part of the Holiday 2020 collection, and I will put the link to it in our online shop with this video, but then it's also available in store. It has 12 richly pigmented eyeshadows, so you can create any look from a soft wash of shimmer to a jewel-toned smoky eye, which is what they're advertising. It retails for $40 and says it has a $58 value. So it comes in the same gorgeous packaging like the rest of the holiday line with the little Christmas trees on it. I'm loving the way they did that this year. Another feature of it that I really am liking is there's this strap that goes over it, and so that way if you want to try to travel with this with this palette, you won't have to worry about it opening up in your bag or anything like that. So without waiting any longer, let's go ahead and take a look. This is most definitely like a gorgeous array of jewel tones, as they mentioned, but you've also got your neutrals, and so I feel like the possibilities of creations with this palette are pretty unlimited. So we're definitely gonna have to do more than one tutorial, but to get started, when I first opened it up and was taking a look, this green jewel tone shimmery shade was kind of where I felt the most pulled, so I want to start by playing with that one today. So without waiting any longer, let's get to it. I figured we could do the left eye together, I'll catch up the right, and then we'll come back and see how it all played out. So I'm going to be starting with the shade Candlelight, which is just this really good matte shade. I always like to put a base shade down, and that just helps kind of set like a foundation so that when you start going in with darker shades, it's not all gonna stick, and it just helps to, one, brighten up the eye, and two, create like a really nice smooth surface to get us started. So I'm just doing that with a basic blending brush. And I'm throwing down my setting spray. So next I'm going to take the shade called Ginger Snap, and I'm going to begin to blend that one into the crease, and I'm going to be using the BareMinerals blender brush for that. So taking Ginger Snap, which is this gorgeous like orange tone brown, and I'm going to start out here on the outer edge because that's where we're going to want most of our product to land. So I'm just starting here, kind of smoothing it out, going back and forth in windshield wiper motions, and then I'm going to start bringing it in all the way to inner corner and then bringing it all the way out. And so far I can already tell that this whole palette is going to be like extremely pigmented. So I'm just blending this shade back and forth to kind of like set up our gradient, start carving out that crease area. Then taking that other blender brush that we used before and a little bit of that Candlelight, which is the very first shade, I'm just going to use that to kind of blend the two together, make sure that everything is looking super nice and smooth. Then I'm going to be taking the shade called Cinnamon Tea, which is our darker tone red next to the one that we started with. And I'm just going to start to pack that shade out on the very outer edge and closer down towards our lash line using the same blender brush. And so when I go in, we want most of our product to be down here near our lash line. So you see me working it down into the lashes, and then I'm going to start to bring it up just to where it meets that shade Ginger Snap that we placed in the crease. So I'm just working it back and forth, and we're just mainly doing it to kind of draw the eye outward. And so back and forth a little bit more. This is like a gorgeous, it looks more red, and for a lot of people that aren't used to like using burgundies, maybe a little intimidating, but when you get it on the skin, it's just like a really nice, rich chocolate brown shade. So definitely don't be afraid of it. And for any of you that had like the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, this, like the Ginger Snap, the Cinnamon, and the really gorgeous gold shade and bronze shade in this palette remind me a lot of that. But I also like that you've got like your bold pop of colors, so you can really do some fun stuff with this palette. So now that we've got that all blended on the outer edge like so, it's time to go in with our shimmer shade. And like I said, I just felt this green calling me more than anything else, and it's called Holly. So I'm going to be packing that on my lid just with a flat shadow brush. I'm going to be using the flat end of the Expert Shadow Liner brush, and as always, I'm going to be spritzing my brush with some of my makeup setting spray before going in with that shimmer, which will help decrease any fallout that occurs, and it will also help to make it more metallic. And I think with the way this shade is so glittery, it's going to make it that much more beautiful. So we've got our Ginger Snap all in our crease, then we darkened with Cinnamon Tea. So with this Holly shade, all I'm doing is I'm taking it and I'm just marrying kind of the gaps that we have left. So I'm packing that in to go up to meet the Ginger Snap, which was the first color that went in our crease. And then I'm going to be bringing it all the way over until we meet it in with our Cinnamon Tea shade. And then just blending everything out until smooth. This color is absolutely gorgeous. It's like that perfect emerald green for the holidays. And obviously I was already feeling like the dark green holiday shades, because to get ready I went ahead and did like dark green holiday nails. So I'm just blending this back and forth, getting really down deep in the inner corner, really carving out that crease a little bit better. And then the last thing that we're going to do is get it down close to our lash line. That way we don't have any gaps between our lash line and the shadow, because I'm going to show you guys my new trick that I've been loving for liner, which makes it look a little more natural, but that means we have to get our shadow on the inner parts really close to that lash line. Then I'm going to take a little bit more of our Cinnamon Tea, which was our reddish shade, and I'm just going to make sure everything is really nice and smooth where we stopped with our green shade. And so I'm just blending it together and then blending that into the crease as well, and then taking our very first brush and just making sure we're all nice and smooth. Okay guys, so all I did was clean up a little bit of that fallout. It was very minimal. I just used my Mineral Veil brush, and then I went back in with the brush that I used to set my under eye powder, and I just kind of swept everything away. Now we're going to highlight the inner corner of our eye and then get started on the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the shade called Glisten, and I'm just going to use any like little flat tip brush will work just fine. I'm going to take that shade Glisten, and I'm just going to pop that right into the inner corner, and then I'm going to do just a little bit under our brow arch. It doesn't need to be smooth at first, because then I just flip with my blender brush and make sure everything gets smooth from there. Now beginning on the lower lash line, I'm just going to use a small pencil brush, and I'll link brushes that are similar. A lot of mine are like from holiday kits, so they're going to be different colored, but these brushes are still available, so I'll just link kind of what they were used for down below. So starting in on the lower lash line with the shade Ginger Snap, which was our orangish brown shade that we used, and I'm just going to take that on a pencil brush, tap off the excess, and begin to work that starting in the outer corner and then just blending it all the way in to where we just finished doing our inner corner highlight. And then I'm going to take just a little bit more and just blending that in. The first pass through, you notice I was really close to our lash line. Then once I get that in place, I kind of start to work it down just a little bit, and that is perfectly smooth the way it is, so I'm going to leave it. Then I'm going to go in with a nude eyeliner pencil. Unfortunately, BareMinerals does not make one at this time, so I'm using one from Rimmel. I like to just do this on my waterline to brighten everything up and kind of open up the eye. Then I'm going to be going in with the BareMinerals Round the Clock liner in the shade Midnight, which is the solid black. The first thing I'm going to do is I like to line the top waterline just to about the pupil area. So I'm going to go in, I'm sure I'm making a terrible face right now, but I'm going to go in and just kind of bring that in, mainly targeting the lash line. I've been doing this lately, and I find that after I've curled my lashes and got my mascara on, it makes my eyelashes look about double in thickness. Then once I've done that, I'm going to take the same round the clock pencil, and I'm just going to line as close to the lash line as I can get, probably about maybe 1/3 of the way over. So I'm going to be stopping just a little bit before I reach the pupil. So I'm just taking it and I'm going just a little bit in. It doesn't have to be a perfect line because we're going to go back in and blend it out to make it exactly what we wanted, but just doing like so. And this is my new eyeliner trick because I hate the way when I do full eyeliner, I feel like it narrows my eye in and then it doesn't really create the look that I was going for. So then for a little while I just quit liner at all, but then you don't have like your nice definition. So now I'm just doing the outer like 1/3 of the eye, maybe outer half, however you want to play with that and see. Then I take the slanted edge of the Expert Shadow liner brush, and we're going to go in with the black shade that's called Still Night right here, and I'm just going to take that first with the tip pointed out on this brush, and I'm just going to start to smudge that liner and work it out kind of like if we were doing a wing, but of course we don't have to do the full winged effect. But that's just going to smooth out any imperfections that you may have had in your liner. Then I'm going to bring it in a little more. The tip is still pointed out, and I'm just smudging that down, which helps give it a much softer look. Then I'll redip one more time. When we get right in our inner corner, I move the tip inward, and I'm just smoothing out where we stopped and started that liner so that nothing is looking harsh. And so just smoothing all the way out. And then now I'm going to go back in one more time and sleep for fallout. The beauty of doing your foundation routine first is that way if you have any fallout like I just did, all you have to do is go in and sweep it away. Super simple. And I did forget to mention, while I did everything off camera, all I did was apply my Bare Pro liquid foundation. I'm wearing the shade Champagne, and then I have on the Bare Pro setting powder as well. And then the Warmth Press Bronzer, Blurred Buff, and Spice on my lips, so I can link all that down below. So now I'm going to hop off camera because you don't want to watch me make terrible faces while I do my mascara routine. But I'm going to curl my lashes first, and then I'm going to be using the BareMinerals Lashtopia mascara, and so I'm going to pop that on and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I am back. This is our completed eye look. I definitely love this palette. You have a lot of neutral options. I think this is like really fun if you have any holiday parties that you're going to be hitting. The green shade is perfect with shimmer. Everything was super highly pigmented. And so I'm going to hop off, catch the other eye up, and then we'll wrap everything up. Okay, you guys, so this is our completed look. I definitely love how this turned out, and as I mentioned, I definitely think this palette has so many possibilities. So I'm going to include the link for you guys. I would recommend picking one up. It was very pigmented, it was easy to blend, and it was very fun to work with, and I'll be doing a lot more tutorials to share it with you guys. And plus, it's limited edition, so you need to get your hands on one while you still can. And so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure to subscribe, and I thank you for watching. Bye.